This area, however, does have at least one Easter egg, which is worth going after, and I think I'm gonna talk to the computer first before I actually go after it, because I kind of feel like breaking tradition, honestly. Hey, we got the communications portal back. Who's the person that was talking to me again? Hey, what happened, pal? In case something happens, the word is faith in all capitals. Pending. And the network connection was lost to nobody's surprise, because the network here is just utter crap. I mean, we have computer terminals that respond in like milliseconds, making actually fairly decent conversation, but no, our internet is just awful, apparently. Unless this guy was actually just tricking us, in which case, well, it was nice knowing him, I feel. Because, hey, he's the only person we've ever had a chance to talk with. Huh. Do you realize I just gave you two separate opportunities to use the code word you were given under increasing pressure and you framed both times? Tell me honestly, why? And, I didn't really feel it was necessary, actually. Because I need someone to talk to. I'm just a lonely little android in this world. That's such a shame. But hey, at least there's truth out there. The truth must be found. We must dig through all of the files, all of the encrypted ones, I might note, in order to actually collect what is known as the truth. And yes, I am very reckless where I place my faith. I think it's quite clear. But you know what? I'll accept that I've rather dominated this disclosure. I've been asking a lot of questions, and I'm not really giving you much of a chance. Hey, we get to ask a question. Hey, what's at the top of the tower? Do you know? You're probably up there because these computer terminals are everywhere. And well, that's an answer that I guess I'm satisfied with. So, whatever. You may climb to the very tip of the madman's tower and drink from the golden nectar there. And well, now he's done, apparently. You know, if he really doesn't like me, I kinda wanna know why he keeps wanting to make conversation. I don't care. I don't really care though, as long as I have someone to talk to in this lonely, lonely world. But, excuse me, I adjust my keyboard. It's a bit of a glitchy one. I've had this one for a while, which is kind of my backup emergency keyboard because it's wireless. But it's been very selective lately as to when it wants to respond to key presses, and I just need to get a new one already. But if you couldn't pay attention, you need to jump onto that little stone, onto that statue, onto that wall, onto this wall, and it's a little bit of a parkour puzzle getting up, which of course I fail at because I'm just bad at these. And I'm not really good at sprint jumps, as it turns out. But, you get to watch me do it again, at least. So that way you have more of a general sense of what's going on. Why on earth can I not do this jump now? I did it perfectly fine, like, about 2 tries, maybe, give or take, in my test run, and of course, while I'm trying to do it now, it's just not as easy. But this is actually a very uniquely placed parkour puzzle, I feel. It's a nice little way to hide your Easter egg without it being something as, well, basically complex as the last world, and I really am awful with this, aren't I? You see, whenever I get into, like, a parkour puzzle in first-person games, I like having, you know, a quick save buttons, because pretty much anytime I jump on the next platform, you know, let's just make a quick save right here, because I don't want to have to do that all over again. This game really makes you try for that stuff, and this is just pathetic. I'll see you when I actually get up there. There we go. It actually didn't take too long, so if you just sprint jump onto here, and not fall off, you know, this little door opens. That's actually kind of neat. Nicely hidden inside this giant structure. And hey, it's a photo of Serious Sam. Not really sure who this guy is, though. He kind of looks like Serious Sam. He has guns, he has a little logo and everything, but something about it seems significantly off. Maybe it's like an Italian bootleg of Serious Sam, which Crow Team thought was funny, so they decided to put it in the game. And there's a couple of head trophies. I like the gnome. I like how his eyes aren't actually glowing anymore. That's a very neat effect, and that's a very weird-looking jaw. The Kamikaze must have taken an especially long time to design that model, I have to admit. And there's a couple of weapons over here, too. It's kind of a shame none of them have ammo, though. I do like the rocket launcher, the way that looks. And the minigun. You can't have a Serious Sam theme room without a minigun. And there's even a TV. Let's use it. Elite! Load new commander, yes or no? And I guess that's a neat little thing you could do. There's a couple of interesting little details inside this room, such as like this little joypad over here and this little keyboard called the ZX Spectron. This is as close to this thing as I can get, unfortunately, because again, there's just no crouching in this game. All there really is just the zoom feature. And, well, really, there's not much you can do about that. I wonder if someone actually has made a crouching mod for this game yet, because I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did. Also, that music keeps playing no matter where you go for some odd reason. But if you were interested in seeing what the outside of the level looked like, then here's a good little place to look at it. I have to say, it is actually pretty impressive, that background. I'm pretty sure those mountains are actually just from Serious Sam 3. One of the backgrounds used, at least, but it looks nice. This is just a very appealing looking area. And, well, there's not really much else to this place, unfortunately, so... I guess we could go look around if we really wanted to listen to the music again for a little while, but... we're eventually just gonna get teleported back to where we started, and... there's not much you could do about that, but, you know, let's go exploring for a little bit. I didn't go this area, towards this area when I was doing my test playthrough, so we can get a look of what the outside puzzles look like. And we can listen to Sam talking about how we're on the edge of the map. I just remembered too, there's actually a paint can in this level, and I wonder, you know, I haven't really actually tested this out, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over here and see if it's still there, because it should be hiding behind this bit. There we go. I am on a mission to paint my message outside of the world. This is mandatory. You must understand. Like, this has to be done. I have a paint can, and I'm going to leave my mark somewhere where only the most curious explorers must find it. So we're going to try doing it just like that right now. One more time. Gonna do the parkour puzzle and fail at it because we're awful at video games. And that's the worst part of this entire parkour puzzle, is just that one jump. And it doesn't help that half of the time my keyboard just doesn't like working. I don't know why wireless keyboards are like this, because this one has like a little stand on the back of it. And the thing is, if I like remove the stand, then the keyboard, even though it would be pressing flat, what it would do instead is it would constantly hit the connect button that's like directly on the back of it. And that is the worst place for a connect button, because then it will just keep pressing, and then the keyboard won't work because, you know, it will technically be shut off, and, you know what, I'm just gonna leave this paint can here. I'm done trying to do silly things. It's quite evident I am not prepared to do something as silly as that, and now I've basically almost lost all control of this thing. So, until I manage to possibly get a new keyboard, we're gonna be putting B7 off as per usual, but it was nice to do a bit of a shorter world and not have to worry about any silly little stars in that area. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.